Dennis Spurling.
In the city where the lights don't sleep, Uncle D got the vibe so deep. Representing men strong and free. Dennis Spurl is the king of the spree. In the streets where the rhythm flows, black men rising, that's how it goes. Uncle D got the truth to show. In his heart, that's where the fire glows. Late night tuning, light up the stream. Dennis Spurling, wisdom gleam. Voices whisper truth and insight. In his podcast, feel the light. Harmony in every word. Truth and laughter you've heard.
Well, that's all right.
Wave after wave of smooth delight. Dennis brings the dark to light.
That's the blizzard kid, baby!
Share the tales unfold. The stories warm like morning gold. Feeling the wisdom inside me. Subscribing like time after time.
Black men, black men, black men. I want to salute you. Your incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from, we are doing great for ourselves. So you should salute yourself. Shout out to all the brothers out there, whether you're a truck driver or an engineer, whether you're an electrician or garbage man, a doctor, a lawyer, if you a hard-working brother, if you fresh out the penitentiary, but you on your grind and you doing it legal and you trying to make amends for yourself, man, I salute you too, brothers. God bless you. This is Uncle D, and you know, I'm out.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. Man, I see y'all here early tonight, today, this morning, wherever you are. Shout out to all the brothers overseas. Shout out to all the brothers in Thailand, and Brazil, and Colombia, and all you brothers who are stateside. All my fellas over in Georgia, all the guys and gals on the East Coast, West Coast. Shout out to my folks in the Midwest. Big shout out to Chicago, Detroit, all those towns, man. And of course, a big shout out to H-Town, man. Shout out to everybody, man. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Hand clap for you. Where is my wrench mob at? Big shout out to my man, Timothy Bright, for being the first person to contribute to the super chat. Thank you so much. He said, I hope to be the first to send a donation. You are. Rock and roll for that. Dennis Spurling is not the Avengers Assemble. Yeah, baby. That's what's up. That's what's up. Anyway, my name is Dennis Spurling, also known as the Blizzard King, also known as Uncle D. And I am an advocate for black men. That's pretty simple. You know, and if it's an issue that affects black men, then I'm going to touch on it. You know, I'm going to do my very best to talk about it in a very educated and responsible manner. And this is one of those subjects that needs to be handled in a responsible manner. Big shout out to my man, Mr. 43TX, all the wrench mob. Shout out to Pooh Man 313. Shout out to you. Who else we got? My man, Chaos Brain. What's happening? Chaos Brain Show. Big shout out to you, man. Thank you guys so much. Here's the thing. Gosh, you know, somebody type stand by your man in the chat room. Somebody type stand. Can y'all hear me, by the way? Can everybody hear me? I want to make sure this mic, my man Barry Little just showed up. Let me just run this for you guys, man. Let me just run this for you guys. This was Donald Trump's inauguration. For you guys who don't know, that is Barack Hussein Obama. That is our president, former president. 40, was he 43? Was he 43? Yeah, so he was president, actually 44, I'm tripping. Yeah, so he was 44th president, first openly black man. Every inauguration, all the presidents and all the presidents' wives get together and they show their respect. It's something that's done not just for the pure sake of the presidency, okay? It's done to show the American people that we have come together and unified, okay? This is the peaceful transition of power. It shows that, hey, you know, politics is a rough sport, but we can all come together and it helps bring about peace. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants a civil war in their backyard. You don't want to deal with what our ancestors had to deal with during the Civil War. That's one thing, that's the only war we've had, I believe, other than the War of 1812, that was the only war that we fought, and thousands of men died. So in order to keep the hostilities down, what we do is we show the American public a peaceful transition of power. Now, along with the festivities, you sit and you talk to the other presidents and the first ladies. It's a club, okay? And so typically your first lady comes. And in this situation, in Donald Trump's inauguration, Michelle Obama did not come. And so Barack Obama walked in representing all of us who voted for him, all you brothers who idealized him. Me too. I was right along there with you, shedding tears. And this is how the brother
is watching. Big news right now. Time in how sort of MAGA world is watching. Big news right now, as you can imagine.
They gave him a Bronx cheer. Somebody typed Bronx cheer. He got the Bronx cheer. He came in there. Everybody knew it. This is MAGA time, okay? And he is not loved by MAGA, okay?
I don't know if you guys can hear it over my mic, but
boy, is that striking.
Former President Obama.
It is definitely striking because this man was loved, okay? But now look, he's getting that Bronx cheer. Somebody type Bronx cheer in the chat room.
Yeah, former President Obama getting a resounding, as we would say in New York, a Bronx cheer here.
Yeah, the boo birds came out for President Obama. Now,
as we would say in New York, a Bronx cheer here.
There has been no reason
in how sort of MAGA world is
why his wife, Michelle Obama, mind you, he was paraded out after all of the other wives and whatnot, former first ladies came out, okay? And, you know, it's striking. And a lot of people are having a lot to say about what happened, okay? A lot of people want to know, well, what happened? Where'd she go? What happened? Corey Holcomb, who is a comment, shout out to my man Lavelle. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you. Representing the ignorant brothers tonight. Yeah, man, it's going to be one of these conversations. I'm trying to keep it above board. You know, I want to show respect and decorum to the first president, but this is what the manosphere is made for. Now, all these other folks was there, okay? When you look at J.D. Vance, look at that, okay? I want you to look. That's J.D. Vance's wife, Usha. Somebody type Usha in the chat room. Let's look at Usha. Look how she's looking at her man. Look at that. Look at how she is looking at her man. Look at that. Look at that approval. Shout out to my man Lance Jackson. Look at how she is looking at her man with adoring eyes as she holds her baby. Look at that, man. That is a warm boy. If looks could speak, look at her. We don't even need sound. Just look at her. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if you guys don't know about J.D. Vance, look up a movie called Hillbilly Elegy. This dude is straight out of Appalachian, dirt poor, grew up with no daddy, mama on drugs, raised by his grandma. If his name wasn't if his name was Jamal Dunlap Vance, you'd be like, yeah, that's the typical black man story. Shout out to my man BW, have a horrible ethnic image. Shout out to Red Sigma. Look at this, okay? Look at how she's looking at him. Beautiful. Can't be mad at that. All right. Now, again, I want, and let's contrast this. Okay. I want you to also, this is the current first lady, Michelle Obama, when she was 26. In case you all didn't know, Donald Trump was 53. Melania Trump was 26 when she married her husband. Listen to this. This woman is a foreign woman, okay? Former model, right? Really didn't speak any English, very little education. But I want you to speak, listen to how she speaks. It demonstrates, even as a young woman, she was raised with a degree of understanding of how you have to conduct yourself when you are dealing with a high value man.
Yourself the first lady.
Fair use.
Yes, I will be very traditional.
Can you see yourself as the first lady? Yes, I will be very traditional. You hear? Look at that smile on her face.
Like Jackie Kennedy.
Like Jackie Kennedy. Now I'm trying, I don't want to get my my sound, I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything. So I'm gonna play a little background music. I'm gonna play a little gangster rap in the background so I don't mess this up. But just try to listen to her words, okay?
Support him. I will do a lot of social obligations.
That's what she's saying.
If you did become first lady, it probably wouldn't be ethical for you to give commercial endorsements to products.
If you become the first lady, it probably wouldn't be ethical for you to give commercial endorsements, right? You heard that? And listen to, and this is how she made her money. Very popular model back in the day.
So your modeling career might be over at that moment.
Look.
What would you think about that?
I will stand by men.
I would stand by my man. Did you hear that? Somebody type stand by your man in the chat room. Stand by your man, okay? That's what I want you all to type in the chat. This is what this young 26-year-old woman, so this is not something, this is something you have to learn at home, okay?
Be willing to give up your modeling career?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you been hurt
I would give it up, yes, for my man.
by the comments that you're with him because he's rich?
Yeah.
You know, the people, they don't know me. People who talk like this, they don't know me.
Well,
now we ain't gonna let her go that far. We know you with Donald Trump because he's rich, baby girl. You ain't got to lie about that. Keep listening.
you don't see many 26-year-old supermodels on the arm of 53-year-old car mechanics.
You know what? You can't.
Listen to this. Now, look, baby. He's basically saying you are hypergamous, and we all know you're hypergamous. You wouldn't be with Donald Trump if he was a mechanic. All right. Now she's doing her best to say, no, it's different. Now let her listen. Let's go and get to this.
You can't sleep or to hug or to talk with beautiful things. With beautiful apartment, beautiful plane.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll let that little part slide. Anyway, we know you with him because he got money, baby. We know that. Nevertheless, okay. The bottom line is she gave the right answer. She knows how to act. She already has been ready for the play, okay? She's ready to be put in the game, okay? Now, as I said before, Michelle Obama, the first black first lady, decided that she could not be bothered, or should I say she could not be bothered, or should I say unbothered, to show up to the inauguration, right? Now, Corey Holcomb, you guys know Corey Holcomb. He had this to say. Listen,
there's something going on. Where's she at? You got him out in public by himself? Ain't that like a sister?
If it don't work for that nigga, it ain't gonna work for none of us.
Yeah, you excuse the word, excuse the
That
language.
nigga did.
You name the most successful black men in this nation.
You heard what the brother said. If it didn't work for the most successful black man in the world, then we don't stand a chance, brothers. The disrespect, it has no financial limit. You could be a rich black man, you could be a poor black man, you could be a powerful black man, you could be a nobody. It's about respect. And for whatever reason, our culture teaches our sisters that they do not have to respect us irrespective of our title. Keep listening.
Nation. They can't keep a bitch.
You talking about Oprah?
Now, in all, I could see the funeral because you never know when that
Fair use.
inauguration.
You ain't got no business nowhere else in this world but standing by your motherfucking husband's side, especially in something like that. And he was the motherfucking president.
Language. Language. My goodness. Wash your potty mouth out with soap. My God. I would like to have been able to play more of that, but the filth, we don't do any profanity over here in our family-friendly broadcast. Nevertheless, this is just a bad look, and I'm not the only one that says that. At this point, ladies, and gentlemen, you have men and women from other ethnicities who are beginning to notice this behavior of Black women. I mean, and look, fellas, I'm giving you your red meat early because I'm gonna have some choice words for you brothers a little later on. All right, because I'm gonna say it like this: you end up with what you will tolerate. You end up with what you will tolerate. And a lot of the reasons the Black women are out of pocket is because Black men have tolerated it. Nevertheless, and I don't want to hear about, well, how do we fix them though? You leave them alone. Indifference. But let's listen to what this Hispanic gentleman is saying about Black women. Look, you ain't got to like what I'm saying, but the theme for tonight is stand by your man, okay? Somebody type stand by your man in the chat room. That's all I'm trying to get you to do. Stand by your man. Fair use.
I went to a Christmas party and there was a bunch of Latinas and there was a little handful of Black women. There was this Latina.
There was a bunch of Latinas and a handful of Black women, probably some type of job party or something like that. Let's listen to him. He's speaking the truth. Okay, listen to him.
Dating a Black man and she was serving him a plate. Like typical most Latinas do. That's why many men love Latinas.
Is he wrong? Shout out to Eric Powell. Did he say something wrong? Did he say something wrong? Shout out to my man. Where is he wrong? I'm gonna let y'all hear that again. I'm at a Christmas party. It was a couple of sisters there. It was a Black man who was dating a Latina. And the Latina made him a plate. And the Black women interceded from out of bounds. They was all the way out. They not dating him. You don't know this man. And they said, why you serving him a plate? Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Did they tell the other Latino women who were serving their Latino men or the white men that they might have been dating not to serve those men? Why do you just target the Black man? Fellas, let me tell you something. You do not, if you dating out, don't bring your woman from a different culture, whether she be Black, Latino, white, or whatever, around your foundational Black American feminist sisters or aunties or whomever. Because if you do, they will shame her into not being the woman that you wanted her to be. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's listen to the rest of this
girl dating a Black man and she was serving him a plate. Like typical most Latinas do. That's why many men love Latinas.
It's true.
I wonder why, right? And this Latina woman was serving her Black man a plate. And all of the Black women were like, let him serve his own plate. Why are you serving him his plate? Why you serve him? He got 2 legs. Like,
we've heard this before.
I don't get why Black women don't want to serve their man. If they care about him, if they do, maybe they don't.
Ooh. Now, ladies, I know there's some sisters in here. I know you don't want to hear this, but you're going to have to hear it because your reputation is becoming public at this point. You've decided to put all your business out there in the street, and now people are beginning to judge you. You've been complaining about Black men so long that people is now beginning to look at you. They saw kind of how you dealt with the Kobe Bryant situation. They saw how you dealt with our good friend Kevin Samuels and how he was just trying to tell fat men and old chicks they need to lower their standards a little bit. That's all Kevin Samuels was trying to do. Fat dudes, you need to lower your standards. Fat and broke, lower your standards. Old with a lot of kids, ladies, you need to lower your. That's all Kevin tried to do, and y'all thought he was Satan, okay? But now, I mean, all eyes are on you, ladies, okay? And you can't get mad at everybody. At some point, you have to begin to look. Now, that said, fellas, how do we let these women get this far? Have you been so, I'm going to say, simpish that you could just let a woman run all over you and not give you what you're supposed to get from a relationship? Well, what's the point of being married? Why would you marry a woman like that? Nevertheless, you've simped and you've tricked and you've spoiled these women into thinking they could treat you any old kind of way because you don't have standards. No man with any backbone would take this sort of disrespect from a woman that he is committed to, period. Okay? Now, so it's partly our fault for letting it go too far. I want you to understand that. Keep listening.
Why they don't like catering to their man, these black women, these black queens? I don't get it. And all of those black queens that were talking shit, they're all single. They were all single ladies.
Damn.
They literally said, don't service play.
Somebody type black queens in the chat room. Somebody type black queen. He doing his best. He don't want to get in trouble. He does not want to get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? He's saying these queens. He's talking about the queens, right? Let's keep listening to this brown brother of brilliance. Keep listening to what he's saying.
Think about that right now. If you're a black queen, if you serve your man, you will fucking win.
Yeah.
Because you are rare as fuck.
You are telling that. All the black women, if you serve your man, you will be well. What's the girl's name? Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. Come on, y'all, everybody. Cooking with Kaya. That's why you're mad at that little girl, because she cooking with Kaya. She cute. She got the little ratchet tattoos and everything, but she cook a mean plate. The plates that she makes are aesthetically appealing. They're symmetrical. The food don't even touch the other food. Cooking with Kaya, I'm telling you, I took about 2 months off. I've been chilling. Uncle D been enjoying my life. You know what I'm talking about? But that's why she winning. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Black women have a natural physical advantage over most women on the planet. You are very well proportioned. You got all the cute. I mean, as long as you don't eat like a hog, you'll keep a really nice shape. If you can throw a little cooking in there and a smile every now and then, golly, you would win. But you keep pushing the envelope and you keep pushing yourself to the back of the line. But somebody type cooking with Kyle. I want to have her on my show one day. Get her on here and just, I know I can get all my likes and views up. Have her make us a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that, and have cooking with Kyle. I know it will be winning out here. But anyway, let's keep listening to this.
Serve your man a fucking plate. You didn't even have to cook it. All you had to do is pick up the food and serve it.
Yeah.
Dating.
They didn't even have to cook the food. All they had
to
get
fucking married just for doing little shit like that.
Yeah.
You black queen would get fucking married if you serve your man a fucking plate.
Now it's sad that this brown man is trying to explain to black women how they can win. Now we've been telling these lovely ladies this for years, and they don't listen to us. Maybe you'll listen to this brown man. But it sounds like he genuinely cares and he sees a problem and he thinks it could be addressed really quickly. But anyway, let's keep listening. Anyway, let me hold it. I got my own Kaya in the kitchen right now. I praise God. I shout out to my lovely, beautiful, fantastic, wonderful lady. I love you, baby. I wouldn't trade you in for nobody at all. But anyway, so a lot of people are talking about it. Ladies, fellas, it's an issue that we have to deal with too. Okay, now here's the thing. What are we talking about today? What we're talking about is that the fact that, and name top, shout out to everybody. If you learn something, if I move you in some sort of way, if you feel what I'm saying, well, gosh, just go ahead and, contribute to the Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal. We got 5, and that's live. We need 20, and that'll be plenty. Okay? We got 5 Super Chats, and that's live. We need 20, and that'll be plenty. And so we're trying to get to 20 Super Chats, and that'll be outstanding. But what I want to do at this point is I want to give a big shout out to International Quiet Storm, my man Jerome. Also, a big shout out to Alexander A, who just contributed to the Super Chat. Now, here it goes. Let's run it back, okay? Let's run it back. And the Super Chat is running along the bottom of the screen. This is going to be an interesting conversation. it may touch a few feelings, but I think it needs to be talked about, because at the point where the golly, you got the first black president being outright disrespected by his woman. That's the way it looks like. I mean, Michelle Obama, she did not attend Donald Trump's inauguration. Okay, and this is recent news. It happened on January 20th, 2025. And the thing about it is, it's fueling speculation that she and Barack Obama are headed for divorce. I mean, what else are people supposed to think? Okay, and here's the thing. This is the second time in a matter of a couple of weeks. She also didn't attend Jimmy Carter's funeral, which was 2 weeks before the inauguration. And this further fueled the speculation. And see, of course, the word around the campfire is he allegedly, and I'm not going to be messy out here. Okay, I'm not trying to be messy. Somebody type messy, Uncle D. I'm not Uncle Jesse. I'm not messy. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to say it. You understand what I mean? They're saying he cheated on her with Jennifer Aniston. Now, for you guys who don't know, Jennifer Aniston was originally married to Brad Pitt. Okay, Brad Pitt, old school actor from back in the day. Many of y'all don't know him. He's about 60 years old now. But there's a movie called Troy that came out. It was a very popular movie. But bottom line is she's an actress from the 80s, 90s, whatever. Pretty little white lady, you know what I'm saying? And, I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying it is. I don't even care. That's not even what I want to talk about. Okay. All right. But what I'm here to do is I'm judging on how Michelle Obama didn't come to Jimmy Carter's funeral. Okay. And now she didn't come to this shout out to my man Barry Little. Thank you so much for the collection plate. And also shout out to Eric Powell. Thank you so much. You can be Barack Obama and still not get respect. Barry Little said for the collection plate. Yeah. And so this is how does this look? Okay. How does it look? You got Barack Obama showing up to this event by himself. How does it look to the world? And the cold part about it, when you look at all the other people's reactions, especially the other dignitaries and so on and so forth, it looks bad. You can look in their eyes. Right. And here's the other thing. It's painful watching Barack Obama try to play cool in this situation. You know what I mean? It's painful watching this black man, because at the end of the day, it's painful watching him try to play cool and maintain his composure. It's really like some secondhand embarrassment. It's like when you find out somebody who committed a heinous crime is black. Look, and getting booed at the same time, walking out there, getting booed. Right? And see, sisters, the world can see who you are. Brothers, the world see who we are. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be foolish enough to say that Michelle Obama's absence or her that she represents every black woman. I'm not saying that. We have some black women that know their place. They know how to stay by their man. Shout out to them. Okay? I'm not saying that. You got a lot of them out there that know how to play the game, that'll help you get ahead. Okay? Nevertheless, right? She represents black women on a global scale. She represents black American women on a global scale. And this is a horrible look for black women as a collective. And what it does is it further demonstrates what black men have been saying about black women. And now the world can see who they are. Now, here's the cold part about it. It's black women trying to justify this. Okay? My girl, Katrina Palm says she had one job. You got one job, baby. You got one job. Somebody type one job in the chat room. You got one job. You know what I mean? And I was originally kind of just staying away from this. I was going to kind of just focus on the political stuff, but I got so much pushback in the comment section. I said, well, hell, this must be what the people want to talk about. They want to tell you, you keep trying to justify it. It's got my little lawyer brain going like, well, you know, I don't know, man. One of the main things they want to say, okay, they're trying to say Obama should have stayed home with Michelle. They're saying the former president should have stayed home with his wife. What does that tell you? You got a collective of Black American women, and not just Black American women, because there's some Black women sliding in there that ain't foundational Black Americans saying this, pumping this same foolishness. Well, he should have stayed home with his wife. And that confirms to me the inherent disrespect that Black women have. He's supposed to follow her. Shout out to my man, Barry Little. Take the red pill, Barack. You'll feel better, and it will do you some. I think Barack Obama is more of a black pillist. He's a nihilist. You understand me? He's more of a nihilist. He already know the game. You know, you can't be the president and not be a nihilist. I'll be right. Look, I'm still here. Got to clean my glasses off. But, you know, my thing is this. How can you expect this man as the former president to stay home? This man is still getting security briefings, and he's supposed to follow his wife. That's the excuse that Black women are using. And look, it's not just Black women. That's the cold part about it. It's a lot of Black men in it too. And we need to talk about that. All right. But it shows to me, if you want this man to follow his woman, that's a demonstration of the inherent disrespect and disregard that Black women have in this culture, because it's not universal. There are Black women around the earth that respect their men. But in this particular culture that we live in, they are taught to disregard Black men and his authority and his respect. It's a cultural thing. Somebody type cultural thing in the chat room. It's not a Black thing. It's not a race thing. It's a cultural thing. It's a defect in the culture. You understand? Now, some people are saying things like, well, what about 4 years ago when Donald Trump and his wife, Melania Trump, they did not attend Joe Biden's inauguration? Okay. In this particular situation that we're talking about, Barack Obama went to Donald Trump's inauguration by himself. First Lady Michelle Obama was not there. Trump and his wife didn't attend Biden's inauguration. But that's wife and husband. That's former president and first lady. So at least they acted as husband and wife. Okay? It wasn't not just the wife didn't show up. So that, I mean, at least they showed unity. At least they demonstrated that in public they're on the same page. And they probably didn't go because Trump didn't want to go. It was a very heated exchange. Now, on the flip side, other people have said, well, Vice President Pence, his wife didn't show up. You guys know Vice President Pence? His wife didn't show up at Jimmy Carter's funeral. But here's the first thing I want you to understand. For those of you all who have that, these are the arguments that they're trying to justify and justify Michelle Obama's actions and not showing up. They're trying to compare the first lady to Vice President Pence's wife. Now, let me tell you how insignificant Vice President Pence's wife. Okay? What is her name? What is her name? Okay? Her appearance is not even that important. And the reason I know is because you all don't know her name. What's her name? And don't say Mrs. Pence. You say Mrs. Pence, I'm gonna put you in timeout. Who? Just kidding. Don't put anybody in timeout. What is her name? You know Laura Bush. You know Michelle Obama. You know Melania Trump. You know Hillary Clinton. What's Vice President Pence's wife's name? Mrs. Pitt. No, you don't know her name. And that lets you just know just how insignificant her appearance is. You don't even know her name. On top of that, you haven't even bothered to find out. And even try in your excuse, you haven't even bothered. You don't even know who this woman is. You don't even know what she looks like, do you? And yet you all are trying to compare her to Michelle Obama, who was at one time an international icon and a representation of Black women all over the earth. So it's a different thing. It's a very different situation. And on top of that, she was a first lady. Oh, she was the first lady, not the vice president from Donald Trump's first term's wife. All right, shout out to my man William Turner, Wrench Turner. Big shout out to Wrench Turner. Obama did what he did because Michelle looks like Clarence Williams. Ooh, bro. And the Tales from the Hood, this ain't the Terror Dome. Sir, that's very ugly of you to say. Now, we're not going to sit up here and talk bad about Sister Michelle. She was she about 65 years old. She's getting older, okay? We're not going to talk about the sister. That's ugly of you to say that, Wrench Turner. Okay, now every now and then I might say she got some wide shoulders and it looked like she can, guard the rim real good, play center or something like that, a point guard. I don't talk about her look. You wrong for that, brother. You shouldn't say that. That's ugly. It's very ugly of you, Wrench Turner. We're not going to sit up here and talk about our former first lady, okay? We're not going to do that. That's ugly. We're not going to be ugly, Wrench Turner. We're not. Don't do that. No. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Shout out to Wrench Turner, brother. Always good to see him in here. But as I was saying, let's just wipe all that. Let's throw all excuses out. What would you all say if the roles were reversed? If Barack Obama sent Michelle Obama out there, right, by herself to get booed, them getting them boo birds, that Brooklyn, that Bronx cheer. Huh? Y'all would talk about him horribly. He would be a horrible person if he did that. If he went out there and if Barack Obama stayed home and let Michelle Obama go out here.
Time and how sort of MAGA world is watching big boos right now, as you can imagine. I don't know if you guys can hear it over my mic.
Boy, is that striking.
Former President Obama, former President Obama getting a resounding, as we would say in New York,
you see what I'm saying? Y'all, he'll be a horrible person. Shout out to my man Dog Bones. She's now the undisputed queen of Keisha culture, surpassing Oprah. The torch has been passed. Okay? Y'all wouldn't stand for it. He would be all kind of MFers and whatnot. Y'all used to love this man. I started seeing Barack Obama for who he was in 2010. Look at my Facebook page. Now, here's the thing we want to talk about. Let's talk about the historical context of Black love relationships, okay? And I want to take a moment to talk about this issue because it resonates deeply within our community. And it's an evolving dynamic between Black men and Black women, all right? And you need to start by understanding where we came from, or as I said, the historical context that brought us to this point. See, in the past, Black women, the recent past, Black women supported Black men, not necessarily out of love or out of respect, but for appearances. Okay? You know your granddaddy had a whole family across town. Great granddaddy for some of y'all. Great granddaddy had a whole second family from across town. Some of y'all meeting your cousins right now that you didn't know you had, because your great granddaddy had a whole family on the other side of town. You don't think grandma knew about that? But as the British said, she kept a stiff upper lip. You don't think there are other women in the world who are dealing with men like that? So they were mad with these men. They didn't think these men were perfect. They didn't necessarily stay with these men because they loved them. Okay? And they didn't respect them all the time. Anybody who's been in a relationship with anybody know you don't love that person all the time. You don't respect them as much as you should all the time. But they knew they had to keep up appearances. Because it wasn't about them, it was about the institution of marriage. And this is how it was upheld. This is how you maintain stability. And women understood the importance of standing by their man. But today, that support has largely disappeared. Not just amongst black women, but it's definitely affecting black women a lot heavier, black people in general. And what you find is that many black women, in many cases, have shifted their focus solely to their own personal advancement. And they've leaving black men to navigate challenges on their own. I ain't going. Well, damn, baby, what about us? We got to go to them. And again, it's not just black women, but we focusing on this Michelle Obama thing. And, you know, it's heavily affected black women. That's why you are known as the only group of women on the planet who tell the whole world, I'm strong, independent, and don't need a man. Right? But see, this shift in priorities, okay? And what I'm saying is the focus on sole personal advancement, right? As opposed to the institution of marriage and the stability. This shift in priorities has broader cultural implications. See, we see it in the way black women are often perceived as failing to stand by their men during difficult times. She cutting and running. You don't think Hillary Clinton was embarrassed when Monica Lewinsky, that whole thing came out? They had a whole Senate trial about that. They tried to impeach Donald Trump. He had to sit there and he did an interview and said, I did not have sexual relationships with that woman. That's Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual, Arkansas Bill. And then somebody typed blue dress in the chat room. I think that blue dress sold on eBay. So apparently you got Bill Clinton, who had a whole sexcapade with a woman named Monica Lewinsky, who's apparently a professor somewhere, in the Oval Office. And there was a blue dress with a stain on it. And Bill Clinton sat there on TV and said he didn't do it. And then they had a Senate hearing and they tried to impeach him for lying about it. Shout out to my man, Cody Marshall. Michelle Obama made all of the look bad, man, all because Trump is in office. Yeah, Hillary Clinton had to deal with that. But she stood by her man and all the other scandalous stuff. I think Bill got a black son in Arkansas some darn way. Bill Clinton got a whole, he's done it all. Okay, Bill Clinton. Done it all. Saxophone playing Bill. You don't think that affects Hillary Clinton? Huh? But she still was there by her man. And I'm just saying worst case scenario, if Barack Obama did step out on a relationship, and I don't know if she did, if he did, I'm not even want to deal with that. I'm trying to explain to you that women who are dealing with really high value men who are damn near on the royal level, they understand they have to do what they have to do. Keep a stiff upper lip, stand by your man, respect the institution of marriage. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. We can go all the way back to Kennedy. Boy, Kennedy he had all of the women. Apparently, he was sneaking prostitutes in the Oval Office back in the 60s. They had a back door for prostitutes, man. This is JFK. You don't think Jackie O knew about that? Of course she did. Women always know. And then if you want to fast forward, look at Donald Trump. Oh my God, did y'all not just see he got tried in a court of law in New York City for paying off a porn star? Shout out to ROU 499 Super Chat. Do you not see that? You don't think that affects Melania Trump? Not only did you do it, but you're too stupid to not get caught. And now you want to run for the president. Hell, he cheated on his first wife with the second wife and got a whole baby by it, then turned around and tried to marry her. Stayed married for a little while, then got divorced. Had to legitimize that baby. The little blonde lady you see in there, standing with all the other kids. So, but Melania is still there. I mean, just think about that. Melania is still there. All the scrutiny, I don't think anybody has been talked about as bad as they have talked about Melania Trump. Every time I look up, somebody's talking about when she gonna show her papers, when is ICE gonna come pick her up, her and her family. This is what she got to deal with. It comes with the territory. Why is she living in New York and he is in the White House? She can't stand him. This is all the speculation. This is the scrutiny she has to deal with. So when we look at these white counterparts, right, these women who have been through as much drama and foolishness with their president, they're still there. They consistently show public support for their husbands. Okay? But then you got this black woman who's absent from the public image of unity in regards to her husband, who's the president. And so now what we have to do, family, is we just have to confront some uncomfortable truths about our relationships and our cultural values. Look, Michelle Obama, she made Hillary Clinton, put her in the positive light. Okay? Again, Hillary Clinton has been through all that with Bill Clinton and Stormy, not Stormy Daniels, that's the other one. Her political career is over. In 2016, she didn't need to show up, but she still came to fulfill her duty as a former first lady, even though she was Secretary of State. Ladies, this is not a good look for the sisters. It's not a good look for Michelle, but it's definitely not a good look for the sisters. You looking real stereotypically selfish right now. Okay? I really hope that they don't get a divorce, because that would just be add insult to injury. Okay? And if they do end up getting a divorce and come to find out Barack Obama has gone back to Snow Bunny land, because he just started, according to the streets, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama was the first black woman he dated. He dated a white woman before. And now word on the street is he's dealing with this white woman now. And I don't know all that. I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. All right. But the hell, his mama white. So I guess we could say he just loved his mama, right? His mama's white, getting the white girl. Okay, he going back the way it belongs. But I would hate to see that. That's not a good look. It's not a good look for black women. It's not a good look for black people. Okay. But unfortunately, our sisters don't really care about our collective image. They care about how they look. Okay, good. So it's not a good look for black women. I'm going to be honest with you. Once I found out that Michelle's mama was moving in the White House, I'm shocked that they made it through the 2 terms of his presidency. Okay, without Michelle embarrassing him on this level. We see the side eyes, we see the snide little remarks, and how she's always saying things like, I hated him for 10 years. Or she was a single mother. She said this. She said this on the interview. I hated him for 10 years. Why would you say that in public about your husband? I've never heard Laura Bush say, or Barbara Bush, who was H.W. Bush, that was Daddy Bush's wife. I've never heard them say, I hated my husband for 10 years. I've never heard Laura Bush said, I hated my husband for 10 years. I never heard that. Some things you just keep quiet, okay? Some things you have to stand by your man. You have to have a public face. Somebody type public face in the chat room. You're going to learn something tonight. You're going to tell the whole world your husband is basically, she said she's a single mother. She feels like a single mother. Your husband is a multimillionaire and president of the United States. You have Secret Service around you all the time. Anytime you want to go out, you can. And you telling the world you're a single mother? I mean, I think after those sort of comments, I think we were all fully prepared for some black girl magic. Okay, way before this. But here we are. Okay? Now, some of you all are saying, but she can do what she wants. No. As a former first lady, she is not a private citizen. And she has a social obligation to stand by her husband, a black man who is the only black former president. Okay? And then on top of that, to save black Americans from the embarrassment associated with what seems to be an apparent division. That reflects on all of us. Don't you think? Now, I mean, we can't help but think when we start seeing women act like this, we can't help but think she's done with him, right? Right? Now, I alluded to this earlier. Barack Obama really didn't date a lot of black women before he got married. Shout out to my man, Kay Willard. Michelle showed her defiance to Barack during the Kamala Harris campaign. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. And also, Eric Powell, Shahrazad Ali, black women fail to develop past age 14. She did say that in her book. Look, this man, if he was dating white women and he's back to dating white women again, maybe their whole living situation was a lie. Maybe it was, I don't know, I don't want to speculate on the marriage, but I know this. The fact is, Michelle Obama is nearing 65, and perhaps she's grown tired of the marriage, and she feels like if she divorces, she'll split and she'll get some decent money. She'll, of course, never have to work again. Right? And there's no need for her to stay married to a man that she's grown tired of. Michelle is not, she's not on the same game plan as Hillary Clinton. Okay? See, of course, we know that Hillary Clinton had plans on launching her political career, and she knew she needed Bill in the picture. And she needed his connections and his charisma and the doors he can open. Shout out to my man, Simeon Toko. We know Barack is ready to have snow angels again. Boy, y'all ugly. Y'all ugly. Y'all so ugly. Why y'all keep saying? We don't know yet. We don't know. Let's not spread rumors. It's just a rumor. Okay? We don't know yet. But the truth is, if he does go back to white women, we won't be surprised, right? I'm just saying. Okay? I mean, but all of us on here, we're looking at this situation, and it looked to me like Michelle got what she wanted. Okay? She got what she wanted, and now she wants to quit the facade. She's extracted all she could. That's what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Shout out to my man TIQS. We got over 1,200 people in here. And here, stop being dusty on Uncle D. Yeah, get the likes up, man. Y'all hit the likes. And shout out to my man Magnus. What's happening, Dennis? Good to see you. Good to see you too, family. Yeah. But now let's look at the symbolism we witnessed in this recent cycle, okay? During this recent election. Let's look at Kamala Harris election. It highlighted the growing divisions between black men and black women politically. Didn't it? It did, didn't it? It showed us how black women are willing to move forward independently and leave black men feeling left behind. Now, there was a lot of black women that couldn't vote for Kamala Harris, just like a lot of brothers couldn't. But the vast majority of black women went on ahead and went with her. She was, even though she wasn't black in fact, she was black in theory. Okay? And a lot of sisters said, well, hell, this is the closest we're going to get. We're going to support her. Shout out to my man, Felix Giles. Thank you so much for the cash out. Right? Shout out to my man, Train 2 Live. Has anyone ever heard BW say BHO must hate his mother for marriage? No, that argument won't work over here. His mama white. You understand? But what I'm saying is, fam, it demonstrated the division that we have amongst us politically. And I'm absolutely certain that'll be exploited at some point. But it showed us how black women are willing to, they're going to do their thing. More independent, leaving black men politically, okay. And Michelle Obama's absence at this key event, it further cemented this reality. And to a lot of black men, it's the ultimate confirmation of the disconnect within our community. Now, when Michelle Obama chose not to attend Jimmy Carter's funeral a couple of weeks back and Donald Trump's inauguration last week, without Barack Obama, she didn't go. It was more than just a personal decision. It was a statement. A statement that many with common sense interpret as a reflection on how black women feel about black men. Look, you can't help but think that. All the other first ladies are there with their husbands. And then you got the black man, he walking down there by himself, getting booed by himself all alone. And you can't help but interpret her absence as a lack of support and disregard for the importance of standing together publicly and privately. You don't do that to your man. Ladies, you don't do that to your man. Anybody with good sense tell you, you tuck your ego and you do what you got to do as a woman. Shout out to my man, K. Willard. I think they're being paid to create more division in the black community. I don't think you can get much more division in the black community, bro. I think we are filled up with division. I don't think you can pay enough money. Shout out to my man, Magnus Logic. Truthfully, black men shouldn't feel left behind because black women can't go further than the white man allow them, but they're too blinded by ego to see that. Yeah, it's some ego up in here, okay? Definitely some ego. All right, now, here's the thing. Like I said, Michelle, she didn't come because she didn't want to come. All right? Period. She didn't attend Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th, 2025. Okay, and that fueled the speculation that they headed for divorce. I mean, what else are we supposed to interpret? How else are we supposed to look at that? Now, here's the cold part about it. When y'all saying her appearance doesn't matter, it don't matter if she didn't show up. Do y'all remember, and some of you all may not remember, Michelle mentioned during her during the DNC convention, her speech in 2008, how her father, her daddy, this man had a physical ailment, but he never missed a day of work except for one funeral in 30 plus years. So she knows the importance of showing up. She said it out of her own mouth. She knew what she was doing. She said her daddy was sick and still went to work. And he did it for 30 years. All she had to do was put together a quick 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and she could have been out. They were indoors anyway. She couldn't muster up enough mental fortitude to attend a funeral and an inauguration. That's what you're trying to, that's the excuse you all trying to make. Look, at the end of the day, man, I really don't care what Barack may have done with this white woman. Okay? I don't care because you have an obligation to stand by your man. I don't care. And I know if Kevin Samuels would hear, he would have a field day right about now. Ooh, somebody type Kevin Samuels in the chat room. He would have a field day with this. Because, see, at the end of the day, Michelle didn't do what she was supposed to do. Hillary did what she was supposed to do. Melania did what she was supposed to do. Laura Bush did what she was supposed to do. Hillary walked with cheating Bill. Melania walked with cheating Trump. And and Laura Bush guided old crazy George Bush down, that got him in his seat, out there passing out candy with his silly self. You understand? That shows the difference between high class and low class. I'm telling you, I know Kevin Samuels would have a field day with this. Shout out to man Steel Curtin. He said, imagine the amount of BS President Obama dealt with from Michelle discussing her not attending both events, and she was extremely selfish and short-sighted. That's what people are thinking. I mean, that's what they're thinking. You can't get around that. All those other first ladies have been embarrassed by their husbands. But that's where class and dignity come in. Class means you don't always demonstrate your personal feelings or your internal feelings for everybody to see. You get it together. You hold it together. Because the most important thing is not you and your self-centered, selfish self. The most important thing is maintaining the integrity of your relationship and your marriage. Legacy is important. Dignity is important. But again, that shows the difference between high class and low class. Stand by your man. Okay? As I said, Trump crossed a multitude of behavioral lines against the family. Lines we know about and lines we probably don't know about and never will. Trump is beyond repulsive to most people. Most decent people. We get it. He serves a purpose. He's for the people. He's fulfilling the goal. Okay, great. So Melania is going to play her role. Man, seeing Barack Obama walk alone at Jimmy Carter's funeral and Donald Trump's inauguration, it's a powerful visual that can't be ignored. It symbolizes the broader issues facing Black men in relationships today. His Black wife is absent, and it wasn't just a personal snub. It was a loud, clear message that even at the highest levels, a Black man often walk their journeys alone without support. When Obama showed up solo, look at the video. Let me run this back to y'all. Look at this video. Look.
Big boost right now.
Look at that.
And how sort of MAGA world is watching. Big boost right now, as you can imagine. I don't know if you guys can hear it over my mic, but
Boy, is that striking.
Former President Obama. Yeah, former President Obama.
He by himself and he getting booed. He all alone. You can hear the reaction in their voice. Watching him trying to play cool. Look at him trying to play cool. You can feel that. This feels sad. Now here's the cold part about it. Look, wasn't Barack Obama just talking down to Black men a few months ago? Huh? And now this brother looks like a clown. I'm just saying, right? You were just talking bad about, I still got some video footage of him talking. He went down and made that stop at Kamala Harris's campaign office in Pennsylvania. I remember that now. I remember. We remember. Somebody type member in the chat room. We remember. You was talking bad. I lost a lot of respect for Barack Obama when he gave that mediocre speech at Morehouse College back in his first term. You got the best and the brightest young Black men who graduated from a very competitive 4 years of matriculation in a major American university, and you want to talk to them like their fifth year remedial GED program, juvenile delinquents who are teen fathers. That's how you want to talk to my brothers. That wasn't cool, Mr. Obama, at all. Look at him right there. Look how he look. Who look like a clown now? I'm just saying. Let's make it bigger. Look at that. Look at him. Does that look like a man who is confident? That's what I want y'all to look at, right? That's your president. I'm just saying. Now, the truth is, black women prioritize themselves and their children these days. All right, the man in our culture at this point is largely unnecessary, but it's them above all. While black men are expected to succeed and provide, often without any sort of support. Okay, but the women expect that in return, and this creates balance. And it's one that leads black men. Had a little technical issue, but I'm back. Y'all hit the number one button if you guys can hear me. Hit the number one button. All right, so what I was saying was you got all these black women trying to justify this, and we went over most of the excuses, okay? But at the end of the day, it's really no justifying it. You understand me? It's really nothing you can do to justify that. All right, and some people are saying Michelle Obama might have been sick. Okay, but at the end of the day, what this is about, it's about priorities. Okay, and you really can't justify this when you have the right type of priorities. Okay. Now, even if Michelle was sick, and I hope she wasn't, if she having health problems, I hope she's not. Where was Sasha and Malia at? Surely one of them could have accompanied their daddy to the inauguration, right? But see, the problem is, like mother, like daughter. When you look how Malia and Sasha embarrassed their daddy twerking and smoking that weed in public, he's still in office. It shows me that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. All of them are disrespectful to Barack Obama. All of them are disrespectful to this black man. I bet Michelle Obama feels like she could have been a better president than Obama, than Barack. But nevertheless, all of those women are demonstrating a lack of respect for this man. Now, what does it say? What does it say to everybody who is listening? Did you hear what this Latino fella said? I want you to hear what he said. Listen to him. What does this say?
I went to a Christmas party and there was a bunch of Latinas and there was a little handful of black women. There was this Latina girl dating a black man and she was serving him a plate. Like typical most Latinas do. That's why many men love Latinas. I wonder why, right? And this Latina woman was serving her black man a plate, and all of the black women were like, let him serve his own plate. Why are you serving him his plate? Why you serve him? He got 2 legs. Like, I don't get why black women don't want to serve their man if they care about him.
Now, I want you to ask yourself a question as this gentleman keeps speaking, in fair use. Does it sound like he's suggesting that black women are marriage material? That's what I want you to think about. Is that what this is a Latino dude saying that? Nobody asked him for this. This is just on the internet. This is what you're telegraphing to the world. Listen, these actions by Michelle Obama, it screams, okay? It's an announcement not just to black men, but to all men. Don't marry black American women. Now, again, I'm not talking about all black women. Black women are all over the earth, different cultures, different places. This is not a race thing, because you have some really excellent, you got some great black women right here who make really good wives right now, right here in America. I will say it's difficult to find them these days, but they're still there. And they've always been really good wives up until recently. But what we're talking about is right here and right now. What this man is saying about the type of black women that are being produced by the modern culture that we have says they are not marriage material. Does he sound like he's saying go out and get your black woman?
If they do, maybe they don't. Why?
They won't even make you a plate, much less everything else that goes along with man. That's what this man is saying.
They don't like catering to their man. These black
they don't like
women,
catering. That doesn't sound like
I don't get it. And all of those black queens that were talking shit, they're all single. They were all single ladies.
You hear what I'm saying? And that's the same thing the black men have been saying. That's the same thing that anybody, even the black, the sisters who are dating coaches say the same thing. Shout out to my man Simeon Toko. Welcome to the membership. Make sure you check out all that stuff I got over there on the membership, man. Anybody who, you're going to really miss out a lot if you don't join and check out the membership videos over there. It's a lot, all the vintage stuff. But my man Steel Curtin said, Dennis, it was a resounding shot across the bow. The image of black women not having the back of her husband, President Obama, will forever be a step. This man was the former president. Ladies, did he not earn that respect? Because all you telling the world is you're not the type of woman that's going to stick by your man. And this is the exact reason why black men have been exercising their options everywhere. Okay? The black women, you rely on black men when you need help. Whether it's helping raise somebody else's children, providing financial support, or screaming, we don't get protected because you want protection, right? But when the roles are reversed, when you got black men facing hardship, we often find ourselves discarded. Whether it's losing our health or losing our money or losing our job, many black men find the support is conditional at best and fleeting. That's without just saying it. Y'all get the likes up. Hit my like button. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit my like button. You can't be in here for free. You're going to have to hit the like button, baby. All I saw from Michelle Obama and what I see from a lot of black women right now, and it's on both sides, but what we're talking about is what we just saw with this high class, high value man. We saw low class behavior. Somebody typed low class in the chat room. Michelle Obama made a choice. Barack Obama is not responsible for her feelings getting hurt because Trump beat Kamala Harris. That is not Barack Obama's responsibility. Kamala Harris lost, and she probably was embarrassed tremendously, bigly, Donald Trump, but she showed up, didn't she? Her husband showed up. What do they call him? The second prince, the second mate, or whatever. He showed up. Oh, Doug showed up. Doug out there knocking down the help. Doug is banging the housekeepers and whatnot. Well, he showed up. You don't think he was embarrassed? Her husband, Kamala Harris's white husband, he showed up. But Michelle Obama couldn't be bothered to stand by her man. And I'm going to tell y'all again, these white first ladies are not perfect, okay? And we talking about low-class behavior. It's been exhibited. Look at Melania. She demonstrated some low-class behavior too because she didn't want to live in the White House. She wanted to stay in New York, right? But damn, at least she had an excuse. She was taking care of her young son, Barron Trump, the tall little boy. He's little, now he big. He was still in school, so at least she got an excuse. They didn't want to uproot this boy from New York and take him to D.C., and now he started his first year at NYU. So that's a different situation. It's a different situation. Stop trying to make excuses for this dysfunction. You should not have an ego that is that shallow and easily bruised that you can't suck it up like a big girl for a few hours, right? And go do what you have to do as a former first lady. Look, shout out to KMS. He says, my man KMS says, BWs are going to have a civil war with other BWs for their ethnic image. Yeah. If there are good BWs, they're silent and refusal to wrestle the mic away from these ratchet behaviors. It's seen as a quiet compliance and agree. Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, man, you can't. I mean, how do you teach class? You can't teach it in school. You got educated women twerking on tables. Okay, you got to look at these, and it's not, I'm going to tell you again, it's not just germane to the black community. Look at all these white girls on OnlyFans. That's low-class behavior too. And these days, you got a whole lot of white baby mamas out there. This is a whole nother YouTube section where white men are talking about how low-class white women have become. It's a low-class problem. We're dealing with the low class over here, but at the point where it reaches the highest heights. They call her the first lady for a reason. Lady is not all women are ladies, okay? All ladies are women, but not all women are ladies. Lady implies the highest degree of manners and sophistication. The reason that they don't like commoners marrying royalty over in England is because they low class. They don't like that, whether you are white or not. They don't want the English monarchy marrying low class people for this reason. Because there are going to be things that you don't want to do that you have to do. And you can't let your ego get in the way. You got to put legacy first. You got to put the crown first. You have to do that. For you high value man, look, fellas, if nothing else, when you reach a certain level in the corporate world, when you finally make it to that corporate ladder, it's a real bad look for your spouse not to want to be with you publicly. So this is beyond politics. This is beyond Democrat, Republican. It's beyond that. You have to make sure that you have a woman who knows how to conduct herself in public. It doesn't matter if y'all just had a fallout fight. It doesn't matter if she thinks you cheating on her, if you're hiding money. It doesn't matter. Because you got to put your own selfish ego aside and you got to do what's best for the institution of marriage and that union. You got to do what's best for the legacy. That's class. That's class. Shout out to my man TD Harden, Blizzard King in full effect. Seems the support for us is conditional at best. Shout out to Johnny Harris. Remember, Michelle didn't want Obama to run, period. Yeah. Shout out to my man Red Simmons for Obama. This was a presidential family reunion. Yeah, she should have been there. If for nothing else, to show black women, hey, look at me. I'm still here. Michelle Obama has been an inspiration to a lot of black women. But see, what this telegraphs to you high value men, it says that black women of this particular culture that we have right now, who are products of this particular culture right now, not all, but it seems like a lot, they're not in it for the long run. That's what it says. It says they get tired soon. And it also says that they're not trained to handle a high value man or a high earning man. That's what it says. And it says by picking them, you're only fooling yourself. Look, everybody says they want a high value man, right? All you ladies say you want a high value man. That's what I was hearing. We want a high value man. You wouldn't know what to do with a high value man, would you? If you're going to leave him and abandon him at the highest stage, if you agree with Michelle Obama and her actions in any way, you don't deserve you a high value man. Get you a high value Pookie. That's what you do. Get you a high value Pookie, because all you're going to do is ruin this man's life. That's no different than a woman, a black woman who comes from a great family, who's been in Jack and Jill and all these other. You go out there and get you somebody from the Baltimore projects. And ain't no projects worse. Baltimore got some real ghettos. Shout out to all the people from the ghetto in Baltimore. Shit, I thought New Orleans was bad, but Baltimore, damn. BMO, damn. That's what that is. You see? You can't handle a high value. Why would you even waste his time? And say, don't even waste a man's time. Oh, I need a man who makes six figures. You don't deserve a man who takes six figures, because you're not going to help him keep. You just in it for what you can get, and you're going to get out. That's what we're talking about. Class, decorum. That's what we're looking for. And look, brothers, regardless of how you feel about Barack Obama personally, we must acknowledge that he represents all black men in the eyes of the world. And his loneliness in those moments reflected the perceived lack of respect and support that black men experience on a daily basis, both public and private. That it reflects on us, and you can't get away from that. Again, I'm not going to say that Michelle Obama represents all black women. I'm not foolish enough to say that. We got some great sisters, some dignified sisters that know damn well they need to have their butt on their man's arm when he's at an event that important. And it's not just about her. It's not about her feelings. It's about the institution of marriage. It's about the institution of this country. We fought to be part of this. We fought to have a first black president. A lot of black people shedded a lot of tears and emotions, and it helped transform lives. The least you could do is show up and say, hey, at least we were there, and there's hope for the next little black girl. Maybe I can be a first lady. Maybe I can be a president. Or a little black boy, maybe I can be the president. What's the point of being president if you got to walk out there and your woman is not even with you? Damn, who wants to be that guy? Now, how does this make Barack Obama look? He looks like a simp. He looks like a educated man who's a simp that couldn't keep his wife. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Shout out to my man Verbal Underground. What until the MLK files declassify BW gonna crucify him? Next, great show, Spurling. Thank you so much. You don't think the rest of the world sees this? Now, a lot of brothers will say, well, they can see how black women are. See, this is what we've been dealing with. And a lot of you brothers are running behind that, aren't you? See, we told y'all that's how they were. That's y'all running behind that, aren't you? It's solely black women are the problem. You saying that? Now, I will say this. That whole protect and provide argument, you know, our sisters are saying that if y'all just protected and provide and built something, then black women would support you. Clearly not. Because Barack Obama was the president of America. He was the most powerful man in the world for 8 years, a rich man, and he still couldn't keep the respect, cooperation of his wife. So what does that say? It says a lot about Michelle Obama, but it also says something about black men, brothers. My man Eric Powell said they'll all be mad when Barry goes to Rio and gets an hourglass-shaped honey, half Michelle's age. Look, and that's all good. That's all fine and good. And I hope they stay together. I hope these divorce rumors are just rumors. But, brothers, this is not a good look. This is not a good look at all. Now, let me first address the brothers in this room who think that Michelle Obama did nothing wrong by not showing up. That's weak, brothers. That's weak. And that's why you're considered weak by black women. And I would strongly suggest that you learn to hold yourself and everyone around you in higher standards. That's what I suggest. Because see, let me go on ahead and go off script for a minute. Look, brothers, if your woman is out of pocket, if your woman is openly disrespecting you in public, that's your problem. That means you didn't correct her a long time ago by saying, hey, that's not the type of behavior I'm going to tolerate. And as I said at the top of the broadcast, whatever you tolerate is what you're going to end up with. Whatever you tolerate is what you're going to end up with. If you deal with a woman who calls you big head and hips you upside your head and disrespects you in public, that's what you're going to, if you tolerate it, that's what you're going to end up with. Raise your standards. If your woman openly disrespects you, calls you out your name, and you tolerate it, that's what you're going to end up with. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? If you're a weak man in any race and you let your woman openly disrespect you and you stay with her, that's your fault. You're not even a man to her. Not even a man. So we can place blame on Michelle Obama for not showing up, but how much of this did Barack Obama tolerate? The minute a woman tell me I hated you for the first 10 years, you're going to get these divorce papers. If I even think you hated me. If you even say something like that, I'm gone. Why would any man with any self-respect put up with that? And a lot of you brothers do put up with that level of disrespect, and you wonder why you're getting the outcomes that you do. So we can blame Michelle Obama just like many of you brothers blame the women you with. I know, blame Keisha. It's Keisha's fault. No, it's your fault. Because you end up with what you tolerate. Well, we can't do anything about it. They'll call the police. You can leave, can't you? Instead of being men who will compromise your values and your virtues and what you stand for just for the sake of being with this woman, why don't you have some backbone and be a man and leave and say, hey, you don't talk to me like that. I don't care if it's the first date or you've been married for 20 years. The minute she says something that's disrespectful or out of pocket and you and your wisdom can recognize that this is going to lead to something no good for you or disrespect, you leave. You just leave. That's it. You let her, you speak with your feet. You don't even let a woman get comfortable disrespecting you like that. A lot of you brothers, man, you don't have look, the food is good to you, the sex is good to you, like her on your arm, you cute. She cute. You comfortable. And so you tolerate disrespect. She serves a purpose. Same thing with Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama served Barack Obama's purpose. The purpose was to help him achieve the presidency. You know, certainly you would not have voted for Barack Obama had he been engaged and married to a white woman at the time he was running for president of the United States in 2007. The minute that information became public, you all would have turned your backs on him, wouldn't you? Especially black women, you know, absolutely certain you would. It's almost, 20 years later, nothing has changed. We know that their marriage apparently seemed to be something very, I don't want to say political, but it was strategic. It was strategic. Their marriage was very strategic. And as those of you guys who read my books and listened to my music, many of my songs, I say love ends where it began. Relationships ends where they begin. What does that mean? If it's a love relationship, well, when the love is over, the relationship is over. If it's a strategically advantageous marriage, then when it no longer becomes strategically advantageous, then the marriage ends. And we may very well see a divorce from these people. Period. Now, you brothers, accept your fault for this. I am telling you brothers to begin to grow some backbone and begin to check your women when they're out of pocket. First date. Now, if you're dealing with a woman and you've been letting her get away with this sort of disrespect for years, then I don't know what you're going to do. But hopefully you will be intelligent and choose better. Now, here's the thing. Let's look at the big picture of this situation. What's the impact on black men's psyche right now? What's the impact on black men's psyche right now? Seeing this. Look, many of y'all have become accustomed to feeling alone and unsupported, haven't you? Even within a marriage. Emotional detachment. You got to protect yourself. You got to use measures to protect yourself. It's really difficult for you to fully invest in relationships. That fear of abandonment is ever present in shaping the way black men interact with our women and our families. For a lot of black men, this was our Tom Brady moment. Somebody type Tom Brady moment in the chat room. Y'all remember Tom Brady's woman left him for a jiu-jitsu teacher? Mrs. Brady, she had clothes guard. She let the jiu-jitsu teacher get clothes guard. She locked him up in that clothes guard. This is a Tom Brady moment. This is analogous to white men seeing arguably one of the greatest white athletes on earth get abandoned by his woman. That's what we saw. She just left, but look, she left him hanging. Got him walking down there by himself. And a lot of black men say, well, hell, that ain't nothing compared to what black women put us through. I'm going to reemphasize this. You know, Obama was one of the most powerful people on the planet for 8 years, and it still wasn't good enough. Obama is one of the richest black men who've ever lived in the United States, one of the most powerful black men in the world, and he still wasn't good enough. It seemed like every time black women say, I want a man with a $30,000. This when I was young, he got to make $30,000 a year. Now it's $100,000. Every time we get somewhere, they move the goalpost. I'm just saying, it is what it is, right? So it doesn't matter if you're one of the richest black men in America. It doesn't matter if you're one of the most powerful black men in the world, powerful men in the world. You're still not going to be good enough. And a lot of black men have realized that. That's why you have so many black men who stay single and who are childless, and they're enjoying their peace. Look, I've always emphasized the importance in my household of maintaining your public face, regardless of how you may feel. Shout out to my man Preach Cousin D. He said, Preach Cousin Magnus, Logic, you know, man, if we got one more super chat, we'd have 30. That'd be awesome. 30 would be purty. One more super chat to give me the 30. But look, respect and support are not optional. They're necessary. But many brothers have learned the hard way. They can't expect the same level of commitment and sacrifice from our women. It is what it is. I'm telling you what the brothers think. And brothers, on the flip side, black women can't respect you because you don't command respect in your house. I'm just saying, they don't respect you. And you don't make them respect you by letting them know there are going to be some consequences for disrespect. Number one consequence, I'm leaving right now, not tomorrow. You can't get me back with food. You can't get me back with sex, because my self-respect and you respecting me and me being in a respectful house is more important than whatever little sexual feelings that you help create. That's standing on business. You're not even a man if you're not getting respect. Here it is, cuz help keep talking that good shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Integrity, black men, that's what I'm asking you to be. It's not about how much money you make. It's not about your position. It's not about your job. It's about you as a man. Do you conduct yourself as a man? Do you make people respect you? Are you willing to stand on your integrity? That's what I'm asking you all. The reason those white men like Donald Trump and Joe Biden, even all those white, the reason their wives showed up is because they respect their husband and they know there's some consequences associated with it. Even Bill Clinton, shout out to my man Barry Little. Yes, sir, single, childless, and loving every minute. It ain't about who he cheated with or slept with or whatever. It's respect. It's not optional. Shout out to Kenneth McDonald. Here you 30, sir. Good evening. Thank you so much. CR, thank you so much. It's about respect, and you got to command that level of respect. And that's the most important thing about manhood. I tell you guys all the time, and I think it just flies over your head. Respect is the currency of manhood. Period. Not about how much money you make, not about how many women you sleep with, not about whether you're a high value man or a low value man. It's about respect. Respect, respect, respect. Eric Thurman, 80, just paying bill. Thank you so much, brothers. Respect. And you don't even get respected in your own house. Look, there's no geographical solution for an emotional problem. Some of you brothers are now overseas getting disrespected by that cute little Filipino woman you were with, that cute little Taiwanese woman you were with, that cute little Colombian woman. She treated you just like the black women in America treated you. I told y'all was going to find that out. If you a simp here, you're going to be a simp there. If you a simp as a poor man, you're going to be a simp as a CEO. It's about respect. Shout out to my man TIQS. Shout out to the team. No kids. Damn, it feels good to have peace and no stress. You hear me, though? I hope you brothers hear me and what I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to my man Mark the Freelancers, gifted one Dennis Spurling podcast membership. Barack Obama is not respected by his woman, just like many of you are not respected by your women or weren't respected by your women. That's why you over here on the internet. The simple solution is this. Begin to make people feel the consequences of disrespecting you. And that is walking with your feet. Divest yourself, divest them of your time, resources, and energy. Okay? Your financial, your time, your services. Separate. I don't care who it is. That's how you command respect, because you can't be around people who disrespect you. If a woman is disrespecting you early, it's going to be worse later on. And at some point, your tolerance is going to go down. And that's when things happen. Be a man. See, many of you all learned the hard way. You thought you could change a woman. And then you're going to end up like Barack Obama on the highest stage of your life, whether it's a situation where you are at a company function, a military ball, right? And your woman don't show up. And you know the women are going to ask questions. Where's your wife? Where's she come? Because they're messy. So they're going to ask, and they're going to run back and tell their husband, and their husband is going to pass judgments on you and the caliber of man you are, because you don't have control of your household. That's what's going to happen. Shout out to my man, Daniel McQueen. Shout out to my man, Brian Allen Hines. Got to have peace and respect in the cat. You do. And if you don't have peace, respect in your house, you got to leave it. So what should black men do? It's a simple answer. Embrace self-reliance. Don't expect this support that's never going to come, and focus on your own growth and your stability and your own success. Save yourself, black men. You have got to be your own best advocate. And for you brothers who are looking for relationships, I'm going to say a cuss word. Tolerate disrespect from ex-wife for years. If disrespect, if not checks, is only going to get worse. Unfortunately, that's true. What do you do for you brothers who want to get married? I'm going to say a cuss word. No, I'm not. Class over trash. That's what I'm going to say. Class over trash. Every woman that looks good is not good for you. If you want a supportive woman and a supportive wife, obviously, you're going to have to marry a Hillary or a Laura or a Melania or JD Usha. Not a doggone Michelle, if she's going to act like that. You got to move forward and leave that chaos. The only way you deal with that sort of level of disrespect is indifference. That's the only cure. You got to walk away. Shout out to my man Magnus Logic United D. When will you have a panelist speaker on the channel like myself so we can get cooking? Okay, yeah, man, just email me or something like that. And anybody who wants to do a conference with me, I'm back up and running for conferences, personal one-on-one conference. You can email me at spurlingdennis@gmail.com. Hit me up, man. We can talk. Okay, I don't mind talking to you. I charge by the hour, but we'll talk. You can email me at spurlingdennis@gmail.com if you want to do a conference. Self-respect. Let's not walk away from that. Making people respect you. Knowing your value. Now, y'all still with me? I've been talking a long time. We got 40 super chats. This is amazing. Shout out to everybody who contributed. The system is tired of Barack Obama. You guys remember a few months ago, and I told you this, he was chastising black men for being ignorant. And I told you at that time, he's on his way down. Didn't I tell you that? Not because he chastised us, but because it didn't work. He no longer can corral the black vote. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama ends up getting sued, broke, defamed, or maybe put in jail. I'm just saying. Now that they see that he's not liked by the MAGA crowd. He's not liked by black men. We were his staunchest supporters. Black women are looking at him side eye, and it's going to get worse now that Michelle Obama is out of the picture, or they think she's out of the picture, or she mad a little bit. She's the queen of the of black Americans, women. You understand? Shout out to my man Johnny Harris again. Thank you so much. So he's vulnerable. Dr. John Henry Clark said something to the effect that white supremacy always breaks his tool. You guys don't know who John Henry Clark is. You need to look him up. One of our greatest scholars of the latter part of the 20th century. He says white supremacy always breaks its tool. Well, what the hell he mean by that? He means that after they get through using you and corralling you, whether it's liberal or Republican or whatever, you're no longer needed. He can no longer corral the black vote for the Democrat Party. He can no longer sway us. So now, on top of that, he's alienated us as black people, and we're his power base. Even though, I'm from Hawaii. My mother was a white woman from America, from Kansas. My dad was a Kenyan immigrant. No, you are a black man in America, sir. And so what do you see happening? He's vulnerable. And that's why you always stay down with your people. You never turn your back on your people, period. But the system has no more use for him at this point. His wife is basically on the outs with him. They always talk about his big houses in the Hampton, like he's not the only one, but that lets you know there's jealousy in there. And now that he doesn't have the support of his woman and it's known publicly, they're going to systematically remove them one by one. Popularity. I told y'all that at some point Barack Obama was going to start getting booed. Look at my videos that I put up, man. Look at it. I said they're going to start booing this man. And what did you see? Somebody called him Uncle D-Stradamus, like Nostradamus. No, I just know how to look at history. History tells they booing this man. They love this man. Now they booing him.
Big boos right now. Time and how sort of MAGA world is watching. Big boos right now, as you can imagine.
He no longer has any sway with black people. He on the outs with his wife, right? What we loved about him is something we don't even like about him anymore. We loved him because he had a beautiful black woman on his arm, right? And now he allegedly is dealing with a white woman. Even that, the thought of that has black women regurgitating in their mouth and calling him all kind of N-words and such. You understand me? Think about that. Brother, it's really time for you to focus on yourselves. Okay? It's really time for you to recognize what we're dealing with here. Now, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to be right back. I got a treat for you. I want to talk to you guys when I come back. But y'all check this new video out by my man. I'm going to give him some more water from my jelly jar. And Big Bass Life has sent me this new video. Y'all check it out. But look, we're going to talk about, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to read all the super chats and whatnot and really dig into them. I'll be right back. Y'all hang in there because there's a lesson in this. More than what we see here. This is Uncle D. I'll be right back.
I just want to know one thing. It's the only podcast you're going to hear. Why us?
But what we can't deal with transgender men going on. What we can't deal with is 14 million more immigrants flooding the southern border. What we can deal with is rampant crime. What we can't deal with is being taxed to death so we can pay for luxury yachts and boats and planes for the Ukrainian president. What we can't deal with.
Who hurt you? It's probably the woman who gave birth to. You hate black women, so why your ass grinning? And why you butt hurt to rename the lineage? Acting like the folks, you so offended.
My ancestors was like, we ain't seen him in 5 years, so I had to get back over here. So when the opportunity arose for me to become a dual citizen of Ghana, something that I never thought would happen, I had to jump at it.
Dr. Umar trending, wanna blend in with them Africans. There you go back again, with your hands out, bank account still in rotation, and Ghana school still getting donations. Why us? Cause black men, we the easy targets. Why us? Our own women against us, how she bargain. Why us? Nobody really cares when we die. Why us? Rap images decreasing our lives. Why us? Cause power gotta make sure that we weaken. Why us? Why you get your son on the weekends? Why us? daughter, now she hates black men. Why us? That's the bullshit that we facing. So who hurt you? The same woman daughter gave birth to. 2025, she will murk you. So who hurt you? Speaking for them unborn kids, the ones who couldn't speak, who died, that could've lived. Who hurt you? The same women daughter gave birth to. 2025, she will murk you. Who hurt you? Speaking for them unborn kids, the ones who could've speak, who died, that could've lived. What's the beef, black man? See, I'm not the villain, I'm the one that you killing. I'm the one that you drilling, black blood that you spilling. I'm not a cripple of blood, but in the hood drug dealing. It's so damn appealing, it's like a uniform that the world put on till it's time to do you harm. Don't wanna see triggers, don't wanna be victim. Everybody say nigga till it's time to be nigga.
The FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these broke is.
A lot of slow singing, flower bringing. Until that hour now you worship, didn't know that you was worth it. Our power swinging. So why you wanna kill your brother? Who hurt you, thought you loved your mother? Attorney did a Spurling giving therapy. The only space in this place where black men could be. Speak our mind to try to heal each other. Loving on one another, we trying to build each brother. Who hurt you? Child support. Taking all my money, no child support. Who hurt you? Internet naked, going crazy. How the hell she end up with my baby? Who hurt you? Ever since Adam and Eve, now she wanna include Adam with Steve. Who hurt you? Maybe you need to write down what your daddy is. This ain't even word down. Who hurt you? Child support.
New York was
taking all my money, no child support. Who hurt you? Internet naked, going crazy. How the hell she end up with my baby? Who hurt you?
Okay? So that excuse is not going to work. Let's keep listening. Yeah. Big shout out to Big Bass Life, man. Look, we got 41 super chats, man. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal, man. I want to go ahead and take the time and read these super chats. We got 41. Golly, man, that is outstanding. Shout out to everybody who contributed. I think the most I've ever gotten before is like 50 super chats, man. And that was probably a couple years ago, man. But I think this is an important topic. I tried to address it and be objective. And, so don't be offended by what I'm saying. I'm speaking to you because it's the truth. This is how the world sees you. And I'm not the only one saying it. But either way, man, shout out to my man, Timothy Bright. Hope to be the first to send a donation to the Deacon Dennis Spurling. If not, Avengers Assemble anyway. Yeah, baby. Shout out to my man Lavelle representing the ignorant brothers tonight. All the ignorant brothers. Somebody type ignorant in the chat room. Good looking out. Lance Jackson, thank you for the 1999. Red Sigma, BWs have a horrible ethnic image. I mean, it's true, ladies. Y'all can't get away from that. You're not the only ones. I mean, it's true. Black men have a horrible ethnic image, but at least we're men, right? Golly, we working on it. You know what I mean? But as I've said on so many occasions, it's a place for bad boys. Nobody really likes a bad girl. I'm just keeping 100 with you. Shout out to Eric Powell. You can be Barack H. Obama and still not get respect from your own wife. And that says a lot. Okay? That says that even though women say if y'all just do better and build something, this will treat you differently. So all of those divestors using that as an excuse, obvious it's not true. Okay? It's not true. They keep moving the goalposts. So here's this man, former president of the United States. So it doesn't work, right? And that's why I tell you the most important thing, man, being a man, respect, self-respect, hold that line, make sure people respect you, man. That's the most important. Barry Little, for collection plate, good looking out, fam. My man Barry Little, again, take the red pill, Barack. You will feel better, and it will do some good. I don't think Barack is... he's got to be a nihilist. If anything, we want to talk about the pills. He is a black pill. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be a nihilist at this point. And that's just how it is, man. You just tell by his moves. And that level of leadership, most people are nihilists, okay? Nevertheless, Wrench Turn Obama did what he did because Michelle looks like Clarence Williams III and Tales from the Hood. This ain't the Terror Dome. Neither. Boy, you a cold. I'm not going to deal with that, bro. You going to get me booted off the internet, man. You just being ugly. Dogbone, she is now the undisputed queen of Keisha. Culture surpassing Oprah. The torch has been passed. Shout out to my man who just gave me another super chat. So we at 42, man. We might get 50. You never know. But make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have. Cody Marshall, Michelle Obama made all look bad, all because Trump's in office. I don't know. I think it's ego, man. She been looking for a reason to publicly disrespect this man. That's obvious to me. You understand? I mean, when your woman is disrespecting you in public like that, she been waiting to do it. That's not something she just needed an excuse, just like some people need a reason to pick a fight with. That was just the best excuse. I'm gonna just disrespect you in public for whatever. You know what I mean? Kay Willard said Michelle Obama showed her defiance to Barack during Kamala Harris's campaign. Somebody said that earlier. I don't know specifically what instance you're talking about, but yeah, man. I mean, that would be, you know, it clearly ain't good. I'm just gonna point that out. It's not a good look for any of us. You see what I mean? It's just not a good look for any of us. Let me see here. I lost my track and train. Man, I lost my little, where we at, man? Oh, golly, I lost my little timing button. Y'all are coming through fast and furious with these super chats. Let me find this super chat. I came through so quick. Hold on a minute. Bam. That was, damn, I'm loud. Anyway, let me try to read the rest of these off, man. Golly. Sweet baby Jesus. Hold on a minute. I am trying to find it. I lost my train of thought, but I know I read them all earlier. My man said, hope for the best to send a donation. Oh yeah, you already. Also, she's the undisputed queen of Keisha culture, surpassing Oprah. The torch has been passed. Cody Marshall, Michelle Obama made all black men look bad. Okay, I read these. We got over 1,200 people here. Stop being dusty, Uncle. Yeah, hit the like button. Y'all make sure you do. Shout out to my man TIQS. Magnus, what's happening, Dennis? Good to see you. Good to see you too, brother. Shout out to everybody up in here. My man Train 2 Live. Has anyone ever heard BW say Barack Hussein Obama must hate his mother? But man, well, his mama's white, so they can't say that. You know what I mean? If he start dating a white woman, they'll come up with another reason. They'll say stuff like he left this black woman. She the one that made him who he was. You know how this is gonna go, man. The ladies ain't taking no L's, man. But anyway, my man K Wood, I think they're being paid to create more division in the black community. Like I said earlier, I don't think you can create more division in the black community. I just think that's where we are, and it's so unfortunate. It's the culture. It's not the race. And I don't want you guys to think when we talk about black women, we're not talking about women, black women everywhere. We're talking about the ones that come and get immersed in this culture, because you got African women who act totally different in Africa or totally different in the Caribbean. And the minute they come to this and immerse themselves in the black American culture, it's the culture. We have a culture that does not respect masculinity, does not respect manhood. That's the problem that we're dealing with. Okay, just keep that in mind. It's not an ethnic thing, it's a cultural thing. Shout out to my man, truthfully, black men should feel left behind because BWs can't go any further than the white man will allow. But they're too blinded by ego to say, yeah, but you know, I mean, women are always going to be jealous of each other. And unfortunately, black women look around and they say, well, the white man is the top dog. He's the alpha male in society. I want to get him. I don't want this old beta male black man. So at the end of the day, they kind of see you, and it's just true, they see you as a secondary prize. That's why a low-level Brad can get treated better than a top-tier Tyrone. You see what I mean? I'm using the names. A low-level Brad gets treated better than a top-tier Tyrone. Think about that. I mean, just look at it. Look how the lovely ladies treat these white dudes who are shiftless, lazy, disrespectful, weird, and they treat them like they're crown princes, they're little ivory prince. And that's because of the social status they carry. It's a lack of respect for black men because they see us as not being the ones pulling the levels of power, having the money. And it goes like that all around the world for white men because they're at the highest social status. You see, they're up, you see? And so that's just the reality that you have to live with. Now, got my little water here. And that's it. And that's, you got to understand what we're dealing with. And a lot of people don't like that, but look around, it's truthful. Still, Kurt, imagine the amount of BS President Obama dealt with from Michelle discussing her not attending both events. She extremely selfish. Oh, I'm sure there was some arguments. I'm sure it was some tough discussion. Now, Michelle, this is the second time you're not coming. You didn't come to Jimmy Carter's. I mean, I hope you change your mind. And, when I'm going to be there by myself, and, you reflect on the world. She don't give a damn. She don't give a damn, apparently, you see? So that's unfortunate, but it's what he's dealing with, but he should have checked that a long time ago. If that was a problem, that's something that should have been addressed in the 80s and 90s when they got together, and some of you are having the same problem. My man, Still Kirk Dennis, it was resounding shot across the bow. The image of BW's not having the back of her husband, President Obama, will forever stain her. Yeah, it's not a good look. And I can tell by the way the sisters are responding to this, they are not comfortable with it. They're trying to make excuses. But at the end of the day, if this black man who was the president of the United States, if Black Obama Jesus ends up with a white woman, ladies, sisters, that's a L. You can't let me move this out the way. Okay. You can't let the white women take Barack Obama. I mean, come on. That's a hard L. Okay, we talking about the president. You gonna let the white man, the white woman take Barack Obama? Damn, that's a hard. Y'all need to put your prayer hands up for Michelle Obama. You need to put your prayer hands up and tell the sister you got to get it together for the sisterhood. You can't let this white woman come in, and this is a real white woman. This is not like Melania Trump, Eastern European. This is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman, Jen. Okay, this is Brad Pitt's ex-wife. This is white. You can't let Michelle Obama come. You got to get her together. You got to get her back in the game, and she got to go claim a man. Okay, I'm just saying. Don't take that L. That's a hard L. Anyway, KMS 20 BWs are going to have a civil war with the other black women for their ethnic image. If they are good BW, their silence and refusal to wrestle the mic from those ratchet behavior is seen as quiet compliance and agreement. Yes, ladies, all my dignified, classy black women who are out there, don't let these ratchet women speak for you. Don't let them. A lot of y'all will allow the low-life ratchet type speak on behalf of you just so you can have a bottom floor that you can hit if you want to. And there's always be an excuse. You can always point to her and say, well, she's worse than I am. No, because see, when these ratchets get the microphone, they speak on behalf of all black women. No, they can't. The people who look, outsiders looking, can't tell the difference between a dignified, classy sister and one of these low-life scallions out here. And then the cold part about it is you got women who are educated, women who are mimicking this behavior. At least they delineated between the loose Lucy's and the sophisticated Sally's back in the day in the black community. But now the loose Lucy's have the microphone. And so, ladies, you're going to have to step up. You have women, Crimson Cure. You have a lot of the sisters here on the internet who are doing their job and trying to bring some shame back into the black community. But all of you women have to step up. Just like black men have taken a prominent step towards putting these Pookies and these Ray Rays and this degenerate behavior. Like, nah, that you don't speak for us. I'm a software engineer. I don't gangbang. I walk around with pants that fit. I don't drink 40 ounces. I don't smoke weed, and you can't see my tattoos. We are beginning to assert ourselves as dignified men, and you ladies have to follow suit. You cannot allow these people, these classless people, speak on behalf of all black women. There are little girls that need you to step up like real women and do what you have to do. So yeah, that's an excellent point, KMS. Thank you so much. Also, TD Harden, Blizzard King in full effect, seem to support for us is conditional at best. Yeah, I mean, Chris Rock said it best. It's not just black men. Chris Rock said it best. Women and children and dogs are loved unconditional. Men, not so much, right? You stop producing, they don't like you no more. That's why men hate to go to the hospital. We hate to go to the doctors because we don't want to feel like we're sick. Because if we feel like we're sick, if they tell us we're sick, that knows that that's going to affect our productivity. And we won't be able to produce anymore. And we'll be useless. You'll be discarded like that old lion who can't protect his pride anymore. crippled and broke down. So it is what it is, man. These are the conditions we have to deal with, and this is the price you pay for being a man. Johnny Harris, remember Michelle didn't want Obama to run, period. Yeah, I heard about that, but it is what it is. Maybe you can speculate on why, but it is what it is. The Obama, this was a presidential family reunion. Yeah, this is a very important event, and all the first ladies need to be there to represent. This is a social event where, you know, it's important for us to have our representation. Don't we always want representation, right? Don't we always want our representation? Where was our representative? What was our powerful black couple? What was our shining prince? And his beautiful wife, Michelle Obama, where was she? She wasn't there, so we didn't get the representation that we fought so hard for, okay? And that's not cool, and Michelle Obama needs to put her feelings aside and recognize that their ancestors, we always mention Dr. Martin Luther King, we always mention Coretta Scott King, we always mention our ancestors. Those people would be disappointed at your behavior. They deal with a lot worse than you. A few boos. They unalived our ancestors. They tortured our ancestors. They did all for you to sit on that stage. And you didn't show up. And there's no excuse why. And so you have a duty to your people, especially Michelle Obama. She's foundational Black America from Georgia. At least Barack Obama can argue, yeah, my daddy's from Kenya. But Michelle, you have an obligation. We didn't just vote for Barack Obama. We voted for you and that family, and Sasha and Malia. We wanted to see you in representation in the White House after 200 plus years. And so you stand for something more than yourself, and you have to recognize that. Just like the queens and the dignitaries and the royalty around the world recognize they stand not just for their individual selves, but for their people. It's a big burden. Okay? And part of that burden requires you to stand by your man. Shout out to my man, Verbal Underground. Wait until MLK files the classified BW, gonna crucify him next. Great show, Uncle D. Yeah, we'll be waiting around to see that. I look forward to reading it. Check it. Then they'll be mad when Barry goes to Rio and gets an hourglass-shaped honey half Michelle A. Yeah, I mean, you know, Barack Obama should. I hope they don't divorce. I hope that's just a horrible rumor. That would be tragic for all Black people. It sets a horrible precedent, a horrible example. You know, I hope those two people, they're 65, both of them. They're old enough to know how to talk it out and get over it. They stand for more than just themselves. I don't want to see them divorced at all. I want to see them together. That's a shining example of a president and a first lady. I want to keep seeing them for the next 15, 20 years. You see? But, you know, but whatever happens, happens. Magnus Logic, preach, Uncle D. Cousin D, I will, brother. Magnus Logic said, here it cuz, keep talking that good shh. We got, 45 super chats? Man, we like 5 away from 50. We'll see if we can get there. That'll be darn near the record. Barry Little, yes, sir, single childless and loving every minute. Shout out to all the single brothers. Yeah, man, enjoying your life. Kenneth McDonald, here you are, number 30, sir. Good, thank you so much. Thank you. The CR $5 super chat, cash app. My man, Eric Thurman 80, just paying my dues. Good looking out, fam. Also, shout out to Team No Kids. Damn, it feels good to have peace and no stress in home. Look, there's a reason why a lot of Black men are unmarried and don't have children. They want peace, man. It's not worth it. Nobody wants to deal with that. Okay, ladies, you can't coax them in with that food and that sex if you just hard to deal with. It's just men need peace. They need respect. Shout out to Mark the Freelancer. Thank you so much for the membership. Brian Allen Hines, got to have peace and respect in the castle. Yes, that is universally necessary for all men. Okay, period. Tolerate D Harden, $5 super chat. Tolerated disrespect from an ex-wife for years. If disrespect is not checked, it only gets worse, unfortunately. Yes, this brother spoke volumes of true family. Men, if your woman is constantly testing you with disrespect, she expects you to put her in a place, not physically, not in a hostile way, but you have to check her and you have to be firm. If your woman is looking at you like this, if you can't check her, if you can't correct her with love and honor and respect like Jesus did the church, then how are you going to deal with this big bad world that we live in? How are you going to check men if you can't check your own woman? Your woman wants you to correct her when she knows she's wrong. I'm not telling you to be unfair. I'm not telling you to be brutal. No, you're not savages. But you check her like a gentleman would, assertively, with respect for yourself. You don't want to be in there hooting and hollering like some savage, because then you got to look yourself in the mirror the next day and say, damn, I can't believe I said that to my woman. I feel so bad. No, you check her with dignity and respect and love, and put love in the center so that you can have self-respect for yourself in the morning. Okay. And if it doesn't work, man, you got to know how to leave. You got to know how to give them the consequences of your feet walking out the door. Okay. And you got to be man enough to do it. I don't care how good it is to you. All right. Self-respect is the most important thing, because eventually it's going to be torn apart. When there's no respect in a relationship, that means there's no boundaries. And when you don't have boundaries and people constantly stepping on your boundaries, that's going to lead to conflict. That's why a lot of these relationships with young people in, because they don't have boundaries and they don't know how to assert. Young men don't know how to assert their boundaries, and it goes bad quick. Think about it. Shout out to man Magnus D. When would you have a panelist speak on the channel like myself, so we can get this cooking? I just had a panel of brothers here a couple of weeks ago, man. I try to do at least once a week. You know, it's hard talking to the public. You know what I mean? I'd rather just get on in here and get on out. But we'll do it. We'll do it from time to time. So shout out to you. Azaria 23 gifted one Dennis Spurling podcast membership. Thank you so much, fam. Y'all make sure y'all join the membership. Let's get all my new members in this week, man. Y'all come and join the membership. Who else we got? Grow a backbone. Yes, brothers, grow a backbone. You need that. Art, Rob B, $2. Calvin MC. The Bible spoke about stiff-necked people. Michelle Big L. Y'all rhyming bars. Shout out to my man Neuterin. This is why black men who are thinking about getting married or were married are thinking about getting remarried. Treat it like those xenomorphs and aliens. When they hear it or see it, they run away. Yeah, man, it's because you're stuck with them, you can't just walk away. But even if you are in a marriage, you can't tolerate disrespect. You got to leave. You got to get out of there. Shout out to Lavelle. You notice how the female platforms tell them to leave a man the first flag. Brothers need to do the same. Yeah, you gotta get out of there, man. You gotta get out. Man, we only need 3 more super chats to be at 50. Well, I'm almost finished. But we might get there. We might get there. That's cool. Shout out to everybody who's contributed to the super chat. This relationship between black men and black women is going to continue to destroy our people. It's a cultural issue. All right. There are always going to be black people on this planet, and eventually the culture will mend itself. Will there be foundational black Americans? I don't know. We got an influx of a lot of foreign black folks coming in with a new culture. Maybe that culture will be healthier, to be more relationship oriented. A lot of people who are born to people who are not foundational black American, they're bringing that culture in. There'll still be black people in this country, always. And I think there'll be more black people, but will they be culturally foundational black American? Probably not, because we don't like each other. You see what I mean? It is what it is. So we repel each other. And our culture is tearing us apart. It's not race, it's about culture. Keep that in mind. Nuruddin FDNY guy 1677. Well, I have a question for the strong, independent, blackest quangs of America. Since they don't need us because they could do it on their own, why can't they work the dangerous and dirty job? You know that they don't want equality. They want equal out. They want equal outcomes. You see, they want the corner suite. They want as many women working in those corner suite jobs as men. They don't want to go down in the sewers and do that, even though those blue collar jobs are well-paying jobs. Okay, they don't want that. So you know that they want their cake and eat it too. Okay, my man. Let's see. New black concepts. Black women disrespect no longer, brother. It bothers me. Black women are in a spiritual battle with themselves. When you disrespect black men, you're disrespecting God in his natural order. No, my thing is this. How do you disrespect black men and then say you love your black sons? How do you disrespect black men and love your child's father or your husband or your father? If you hate black men, then you hate all black men. That means you hate the black man that comes out of you. And so it's just unhealthy. That's why I tell you, brothers, don't hate black women. Don't do that. Because if you're a black man, you're going to see the child, and that child is going to be as black as you are. Maybe mixed or whatever, but that's still your seed. You see what I mean? So you got to release whatever hate and animosity you have towards any group of people. Hate is not good in itself. Hate is very unhealthy. It's the way in which you allow these evil spirits into you too. You don't want to hate anybody, okay? And you don't want to stay around long enough to be hating folk. Shout out to my man Salty Ball. She heathery at his work. She heathery at his work. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. This is just on a global, nationwide level. It's not cool. The shills in the chat crying now that cancel culture has been canceled. Yeah, it's been canceled. Ain't no more of that. Shout out to my man newer than FDNY guy, 1670. It's $10. If Barack is allegedly with a busty snow bunny, Yo Quangs and Yo Kang, Dr. Umar will be Johnny on the spot to give him the riot act. I would bet a paycheck. Yeah, man, I'm sure Dr. Umar Johnson is punching at the air right about now. Oh, man, yeah, I'm sure that. But it's not a good look, man. I don't want to see Barack Obama and Michelle Obama divorce. That's just a sad day. You know, that just, it's an institution. We came to know them together. You know, we don't need to see that. Trump cheered Obama up while Miss Disrespectful sent a message to the sisters with her no-shows. Time for him to run far and forget her. Kamala equals man. Trump and they all, you know, they all know each other. Trump and Obama sitting there chopping it up and chatting it up and smiling. And that should have been his wife there doing that. She disrespected the legacy that Obama passed onto her. So who expects her to respect him? Right. You know what I mean? On the way to 50. Yeah, man. One more and we would have 50. That would be great. No problem. But anyway, guys, look, here's the thing. We're not going to be out here all night. I just want to give a shout out to everybody. I want to make sure I acknowledge all my people who came through with the super chats. That's pretty outstanding. And now I want to hit these cash apps right quick. Shout out to everybody. Mr. McQueen, thank you so much. Felix Giles, Mr. Fielder, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all, man. Look, fam, look here. Look. Gentlemen, let me leave you with this, okay? Respect is not just a word, okay? We got 49 super chats. Maybe if you hear something you like, I'll get one more, we'll be 50, okay? All right, but again, respect is not just the word. It is it's the foundation of everything we stand for as men. And listen, if you're a black man in today's world, you need to understand something. Respect is non-negotiable. Okay, it's something. It's not something you should have to beg for. Okay. Shout out to my man Salty Balls for that 50. Okay. Let me say that again. Respect is not something you should have to beg for. Okay. It's something. It's not something you should chase. It's certainly not something you compromise on. If a woman does not respect you, she cannot love you. Okay. And that's just the end of the story. You can provide, you can protect, you can build, you can be the president of the United States. But if respect is absent, you're wasting your time and energy and resources. And let me be clear. Disrespect is not something that you tolerate. It's something you recognize early and you walk away immediately. Too many of us have been conditioned to accept scraps of respect, to endure disrespect because she's going through something. Or to try to fix what's broken from the start. But high value men and men in general and men who have self-respect, we don't operate like that. Shout out to my man Kay Woolard. If she can't respect you in private and in public, she can't stand by you when it matters. And then she's showing you exactly who she is. And it's your job to act accordingly. Men understand this. Your time is your most valuable asset. And every second you spend with a woman who disrespects you is a second wasted. Seconds you'll never get back. And guess what? She knows it. She knows your worth. The question is, do you know your worth? Respect starts with you. And when you set the standard for how you expect to be treated, you naturally filter out women who don't measure up. A woman cannot honor and respect you If she can't do that, she doesn't deserve to be in your presence, your protection, or your provision. And don't let anyone try to guilt you into thinking otherwise. So I'm going to leave you, gentlemen, with this. If you're in a situation where you feel disrespected, whether you're in a relationship, a marriage, or if you're dating, you need to have the courage to walk away early and often. The longer you tolerate disrespect, the harder it is to reclaim your dignity. And trust me, once you've lost her respect, you'll never get it back. So be smart. Be intentional, be decisive, because real men don't beg for respect, we command it. And as always, as I tell you fellas, keep pushing, okay? Keep improving. And remember, the key to success is discipline, discernment, and demanding the best for yourself. Until the next time, I want you fellas to stay focused, all right? Keep it 100, as they say. Shout out to everybody who came through. And I'm out.
In the Spurling podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.